What is up, everybody? Welcome to series number one of the email dissection with Smartwriter. And we've got a very, very special guest over here. We've got Yusuf. He's a Forbes 30 under 30 alumni. He runs a massive, successful company called the Scale Lab. He's based out of Hong Kong, if I'm not wrong, and he helps really, really incredible companies generate powerful leads. You're talking about big brands that have met bigger brands. He set up meetings for his clients that have met people from Google, Citibank, Samsung, Emirates as well, one of my favorite airlines. He builds up some really strong content on LinkedIn as well. By the way, if you haven't seen him over there, you should. He's got webinars coming through and an overall very smart person in the cold email and outbound sales space. So we thought we'll bring him on board to get his advice, along as do some front and back on some of the emails that we've received on what they can do to make them better. Yusuf, thank you for coming on board.
Thanks a lot for having me as well. Pretty excited about this session. You guys are doing some great work, so I'm looking forward to dissect some of the cold emails we have here.
Fantastic, Yusuf. So what I'm going to do is quickly just give you the rights to share your screen, and then right after that, we can kick off.
Sure.
There you go. I think you should be able to share your screen now.
Super. Okay, so we'll share the screen, and I'll show some emails just before sharing the screen. I just want to give some context on how we dissect the emails. Everybody sends a lot of cold emails. There's something important to note is there's a statistic. People receive on average about 121 emails per day. So just have to imagine this is like 2 full buses coming at once to you, with everybody saying something, like trying to sell something, or colleagues sending emails and so on, and asking you for stuff. So when you're sending a cold email, you're starting from a point where you're fighting for attention against so many other people who might even be offering the same things as you. The truth is, it's a matter of first impression and trying to stand out versus the crowd that is going to you. What we want to see here on the emails is see some generic emails that we've received, that you probably have received as well, or even have sent, and give you the keys to actually improve them and get positive responses. Because getting responses is one thing, but we might get responses such as, no, stop emailing me, unsubscribe. And of course, we want to avoid this as well, and rather put you in front of your customers. There's a lot of ways we can do this. And here today, we just want to share some of the emails that we received, and we can dissect that together. In just 1 second, I am going to share the screen.
Super excited for that. I love that bus analogy.
Yeah, same here. Yeah. So there are a few elements that we look at. This is the first email that we're going to go through. The first thing that you need to pay attention to, of course, is your subject line. The subject line is what is going to trigger someone's attention on their inbox. It's the first thing that they see on the inbox, as well as on their phone if they use it. It's the notification bar. So it's very important to use, but it's not what's going to get you the replies. Of course, you want to go down to the reply, but it's the first step to master. Here, as a title, we have, hey, first name and company name. So this basically, I would say, is a personalized title, a bit maybe generic because it doesn't really say much about what's gonna happen. Short enough. It might, let's say, trigger whether or not you're going to open it. But I think what we want to go down to on this specific email is on the body of the email itself. Let's jump right into it. So body of the email, I'm not going to read it out loud, but the first thing that you need to consider, again, 129 emails per day, and we're not even counting all the notifications from social media and so on. So attention span is very limited. The visual effect of your email is very important. Right here, we have quite a long email. As you can see, if you open this and you have to understand about how you feel when you open these similar emails and how you will make somebody feel if you send an email like that, it's quite long. So you're already refrained to actually read the whole email. But let's go through it. I'm just going to dissect it very quickly. First thing that we want to see is the intro line. The intro line is also what's going to appear in the blurb of somebody's inbox as well as in the notification. So it's very important to nail it, because nailing it will improve your open rate, but it will also entice someone to actually read the rest of your email. And it's best to speak about the prospect rather than talk about you. So here we have actually a good start. Somebody is saying, hey, big fan about what somebody is doing. So it's intriguing, where we might have an interesting conversation coming out of that. But the problem with the email itself is that it's quite long. So you have to be extremely intriguing to know whether or not let's say, to entice the person to actually read the rest of the email.
Correct. Yeah.
What we recommend is typically to have about 125 words maximum in your email body. What we can do very quickly, without even reading the email, is to check on word counter how long the email is and see if it fits a certain length. So do always this test. If you're below 125 or 100 is perfect, 50 to 100 words is the ideal. We can see how many we have. So here we were at 210 words. 210 words is twice as much as a standard email that would get some positive replies. So we'll need to cut through some fluff. Do this. I mean, whenever you write your emails and you think, okay, I'm ready to send it, try to make the count and see where you can trim. So intro line, positive enough. We have someone who wants to engage and doesn't introduce themselves, say, hey, my company does this. I come from this company, our services offer this and that, which everybody does. So you want to stand up. What we see next is something that we call personalization creep. Not as a person, but someone who tries to over-personalize a message. We have someone saying, okay, I'm a huge fan of what they do. There's a coincidence with their husky that has a similar name. And also they want to add something else. And thinking about other steps. So I'm not reading exactly the email.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Then only we see here on the, let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, fifth paragraph, the reason why they are engaging. Our recommendation on emails is to have 2 to 3 paragraphs, rather 2 than 3, just to make sure that you can go right away, straight to the point, and have something that's useful for the person, rather than, let's say, taking too much time. Again, imagine if you receive 121 emails per day. Over a week, it's quite a long time, and you could even write an ebook with all the emails that you write.
Yeah, that's true.
One week. So think always about how you're going to make the people feel. On this, so intro line is quite long in the end because it's 4-paragraph intro line until we get to why we're engaging with the person. And then we're asking for a call to action. I am just checking to see if you're interested in seeing the audit video. Many people are doing these audit videos that are sent to people. But unfortunately, if you say, let's say the person says just yes, no, or so on, you add some level of friction to the follow-up. It also says at the end, another call to action, let me know by replying to this email, just a quick yes or no, respectfully and so on. So we have another call to action, just following the other call to action. This one is what we call the passive call to action. Let me know, are you interested in, and so on. They don't engage a person in a conversation, but just put a yes or no to talk. We don't always advise you to do this, and not in all points, but here, the issue with this is that you're not going to face the customer and actually engage with them.
Correct. Yep.
On top of this, what we see is after the signature and finishing the email, this is what I was meaning with personalization creep, is we have 4 lines of personalization as introduction. That's quite a lot. And then at the end, we have 2 PSs and another PPS. It's a lot of information to digest for someone.
Correct.
And actually, when you write up so much, think about the same way if you were going up to someone who doesn't know about you, but you know kind of about them, and you're telling all these things to them. Oh, by the way, my dog is doing this. And, I know about that, and I found out that you were in high school here, and me too, and so on.
I would freak out.
Exactly. You're going to make the person freak out and not necessarily want to engage with you. So make yourself in a relatable level. We could actually trim this down. I'm just going to show you an example. You could have gotten rid of this because it's going to remove some of the words. I'm just going to do it live so we can count the words at the end.
Yes, let's go for it.
It's not necessary, absolutely necessary. So here we'll keep this.
I'll probably even remove one of the first, like there's 4 personalized first lines. I think remove that as well.
We could keep this true to this. I mean, this is nice.
Yeah, I think that the last 2 probably just get rid of that. Yeah.
Can skip this. I'm doing this quite live. I've read it just briefly before.
Of course, we were just doing this live. And I even remove words like, well, the reason I'm reaching out. I think that's just too much, word buff.
It's a lot of fluff.
Exactly.
That's the thing. It's a lot of fluff, and it doesn't necessarily add value. You want to also go straight to the point. Make the work for the person you're engaging with easier. And the more you write, the more complicated you're making it, and the less responses you get. So you can go straight to the point. I mean, I'm not going to type the email, but you could have said something like, I noticed that there was some issues on your store. Would you like to see those issues? Like, just to get an answer. We could have, let's say, probably reduced it to something like this.
Yep.
Then here, just a call to action. I like the issues I've listed them. I like, would you like to see them? Done. And we have, let's count. We're gonna
significantly lower already.
Live.
Even the last two,
How
like
many
CTA,
was
just to add to that, I was probably gonna say you can pay. No, you can paste it. I was gonna, I'm checking to see if
Exactly.
you're interested in the video. Let me know. I'll just be like, keen to see the video, yes or no. That's it. Like,
That's it. Exactly.
Yeah,
that's it. Let's even keep it as long, and we'll see how much we've trimmed it. Already 82 words.
Nice.
We can still trim it down to further than this.
Yeah.
And it just makes it visually easy to read.
Yes.
Engaging. It's right away, straight to the point. You're not sending an ebook to someone again.
Yes.
And you just want to get a positive reaction. I mean, you're genuine in your approach. The person actually knows about the person. They've made an effort to personalize, but they've went overboard in the personalization to become a personalization creep. And then in the end, probably didn't get a response from the email. Or a negative one, if anything. Okay,
that makes
so that's
sense.
Email one.
Yep.
Yeah, I say if we had to rate this email from the score to like from 1 to 5, I'll probably give it a 2.5, just because of the headline is the subject line is okay. It doesn't say much about what's going on, but it's probably going to trigger an open rate. The intro line has been personalized to the person, so we will do it. But the email was just too long, and probably the person who's received it will not read all the way down.
The upfront hook was just too deep in the text. Yeah.
Absolutely. So we want to avoid this. Okay, so that was email 1. Let's go to email number 2. Are you ready to go?
That's it. Let's go for it, man. I am ready. I'm ready. My body's ready.
Okay, cool. So we are on email 2. Here, same thing. Again, subject line is the first thing that you see on your inbox as well as on your mobile phone if you receive the notifications. And you have a very generic title that says you feature on PR News. If you receive this, you're not actually sure what it really means. Is it directed to you? It sounds also like a generic subject line that could be the title of a blog post, for example. And it doesn't really relate to you. Imagine again, you're competing in someone's inbox against other salesperson, other salespeople, marketing people, and so on, but also colleagues who are sending you emails, who are probably have more interesting titles than what you have. Just want to make sure. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, if you receive an email from a colleague, first you know it's a colleague, so you're more entitled.
Familiarity,
Exactly, yeah. And right now, if they don't know and you have a generic title like everybody else does, you're not standing out. So here, most likely, open rate was very, very low. But let's imagine you have opened the email and want to see how you might have felt when you see the email. This one, email 2, is shorter visually, shorter than the previous one. I would say it's okay, but we can still reduce the count. Let me just take everything. I'll exclude the signature, just for the sake of it. Go on word counter, and we'll see we have 92 words. So we're below that 100 threshold. Like, okay, it's short enough, but let's see if it's a good email.
The copy's good,
Yeah, exactly. Let's see about the copy, if it's good. What we have now is hi, first name, standard, okay. I hope things are looking great for company name this year. Well, this is a very generic introduction. Most of people thinking that they are personalizing their email are personalizing the first name and the company name. And in general, that's it. But that level of personalization is so standard that you're not actually standing out because everybody else is doing it. And is also starting about, I hope you're doing well. I hope things are looking good for company name. And the person who's received this email has probably received many of these
hundreds of those.
So
that's it.
Your line isn't strong enough, and it's not personalized to your prospect with something that is specific.
Unique.
So, if you miss out on this, you're not conveying enough of a strong message to, let's say, entice the person to read the rest of your email as well.
Correct.
So here, right away, we're also starting about things that we are doing. We are inviting the school to an exclusive session. I was impressed by what you do and read about company. So, okay, they can post some recent news or blog posts.
That's the personalization there.
Yeah, that's a good effort. And it says it's good to know how you help your customers. Okay, fine. Maybe the person has read it or not, but it's also a standard approach to send somebody's recent news or blog post that I think everybody else uses. And it doesn't really say anything specific. It says something particular, but in a generic way.
Yes.
And right away, we're continuing with an introduction about who we are.
Yep.
My name is this at that company. We've got a few spots and so on. And it says, please accept the invitation with a deck attached.
Yep.
So here we have all the way through a very generic email that is probably copy pasted to everyone.
Yes. Yeah.
Doesn't engage, has nothing specific to the person who received it, and does the mistake of attaching a deck. The issue with attaching a deck is there are some servers that reject unknown or external emails that have an attachment just because of potential phishing issues, cybersecurity, and so on. So I would highly advise to never attach something on your first email to someone, because you'll increase your chances to end up in a spam folder and actually never reach someone's inbox.
I mean, even that, so just on a normal level, I don't know the last time I downloaded a PDF from a complete stranger ever, even if it said I'm going to get $1 million out of it. So I think links are the best way. Even so, probably not on the first email. It should just be, to your point, just clean, straightforward. Offer yes or no.
That's the thing. It's like the same thing as when you come in the street and you meet somebody who comes up to you and says, hey, my name is this, I work for this company, I have this thing, please open it later. You don't really know what's in it. So
correct. I think that's a very good point as a highlight to this chat. Even I feel like if you're writing an email, think of it as you've just entered a networking event, if not even less, and you've just found someone in the street while they're doing their own thing. How would you approach them? Use the same words, same tonality, same warmth. And if you can't do that, to your point, like imagine if I reached out to you on the street, says, looks like you're doing great work for Scale Lab, we're inviting school. You're like, mate, don't look at me, don't touch me, I don't have money, leave me alone, bye. So that's a very valid point.
Yeah, that's the thing. And I like what you said. Some recommendations that we give is try to read your emails out loud and try to see and hear if they feel like a natural conversation, as in an in-person conversation. The closer they are to an in-person conversation, the higher chances you'll get results. Because even though you're in the B2B space, like business to business, there's always human-to-human interaction.
Correct.
And you want to make people feel like they're actually humans and not just a line on a spreadsheet.
Correct.
To whom we copy-pasted the same message.
Correct.
So here, I would say it's very, very generic email. Poor title, poor intro line. The rest of it was very, very standard. Most likely haven't got the results, and we're not even sure if it has reached somebody's inbox because of the attachment. And it doesn't say much about who they're engaging with. I would say this one, probably very low score out of 0 to 5. I would give it maybe 0.5 or 1.
0.5 or 2, 1. All right. This email gets a 0.75 halfway through. All right. Done. Cool. Okay. All right, do we have time for another email? I think we do, right?
We could.
Yeah, all right. Let's just go for one quick one. Let's go for quick number 3.
Okay, let's do a quick number 3 here. So again, same thing here. We have a 3 email. Let me just put it down. Okay. So we have a number 3 email here. And we'll do the same thing as we did for the previous ones. We want to see the email length. Well, obviously, as you can see right away, it's quite a lengthy email. So if you see something like this with bullet points and so on, it's already visually not appealing, and you're not really enticed to read it. Let's, just out of curiosity, I want to see how many words we have.
How many words is this?
Here you go. We have 226 words. So that's more than 2 times more the threshold we put. 50 to 100 words is what we usually advise. Maximum, this is already way too much. So I'll go through it very quickly because this one is, I think, is quite obvious. The title is introducing company name, so their company name. Right away, it reads, "I want to sell something to you." So like it's as if you're reading brochures. You know, when you receive brochures in your mailbox, it's the same thing. Introducing this company.
Your brain just turns off immediately.
I don't know when is the last time you read a brochure. I actually haven't on the mailbox. So.
I haven't either. So I get it. The second is just like, okay, what do I do with this? I don't care if you're introducing this to me. So
that's the thing. So, but let's imagine you've opened the email and you're like, okay, I want to make an effort. This person has written something. Well, the first line says, "Dear Sir, Madam." So, and it actually has a typo as well on Madam. It says Madam. It's not an email that I wrote. It's actually an email that I received about 2 weeks ago. We changed, of course, the company name and everything to hide it. But yeah, there's already a typo and it hasn't even got my name on it.
Yeah.
So imagine if I received other emails with "Hi Yusuf," but this one doesn't have it. Of course, I know already it's not even personalized to myself, and it's
just sent across from some list. Yep.
Yeah, same structure as any other email. Dear sir, madam, or hi person, I trust you're doing fine. Everybody starts the same way. So there's nothing coming to this. And it's introducing themselves. So again, the intro line is about them, not about us. And so you're not really enticed to read the rest of the email.
Yep.
Well, let's make the effort though. Let's try to see what they have. We're not going to read all of it, but here what they say is something that a lot of people do on their email body is try to list out all their services and all the benefits of what their company does.
Correct.
The reason why most people do this is because they hope that the reader will look through the whole list, will identify one of their pain points, one of their needs, as if you're like selecting from a menu and be like, finally, I found this one. This is good. Maybe let me reach out.
Yeah.
And the issue with this strategy is that you want to say so much about you and nothing about the other person. So you're not personalizing it and you're not going to get responses. Correct. So you're also conveying too many different messages and you're losing the person. You're not specific to what they do. And most likely you won't get responses from this. And here at the end, we have, I'd like to connect with the person. Here I can be contacted with email, Skype. So again, giving so many ways to reach out to the person, as if giving all these different opportunities will make it easier for me to engage with the person. But I haven't, from reading it, I haven't seen anything that's specific to us and given me a reason why I should respond to it.
Even reach out to
and actually even read it from the start.
Yep.
Very lengthy email, low level personalization, actually none almost, except the company name at the end. And not even the first name.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That makes sense. I was going to say, this is the second I see the wall of text, I wouldn't even bother. Just delete it straight away and just ignore whatever they have to say. I think I don't know who said this, is, that F-shaped structure. If you can follow an email where the first one's the introduction, second one is a pitch, third one is just, your offer. And that's it. It doesn't need to be complex. The best emails are short, to the point, and not over-engineered.
That's it.
And I believe there's a Niriyal who spoke about cognitive overload. If you give someone more than 8 options, they just make no decision at all. So 8 is obviously pushing on the edge of it. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and inside each of those 5, there's another 3 options each. You'll get no response, in my opinion, from this email.
That's unfortunate, exactly. And it's really about how you make people feel. And if you lose their interest, then you're not going to get responses.
Correct.
Maybe to finish a finishing word just for this part and giving an advice to everyone. Yeah. When you're using a cold approach, we're talking about email, but it could be cold call, cold approach in person, or any kind of outreach on social media, LinkedIn, and so on. You're engaging with people who don't know about you, so you're lagging behind in terms of trust and credibility. And just the fact of you engaging with someone, you smell commission breath right away. Why is someone who I don't know engaging with me? So if you're right away also sending your pitch and your messages, you don't even know if the person is gonna buy your services. Nobody's gonna pull their credit card and say, hey, I want to pay.
Correct.
So use the channels, cold email, for example, as a channel to connect with people first. And then you'll see generally whether or not there's a collaboration that's possible, if the client is a good fit or not, if they actually need your services now or even later. But create a connection. You're talking to humans in the end. And the copy itself of your message is going to change everything. And what I like, about a tool like SmartWriter, is that it actually offers this level of personalized copywriting, actually, with short bodies that are actually very useful and personalized in a way that you make the person feel like they want to bond with you.
That's it.
Well.
Have a connection.
That's super helpful.
Yep, exactly. You're absolutely right on that. I think people, that other mistake I want to point out to add on to what your previous point is, people very often confuse the job of a cold email, right? Like the job of a resume is to get you the interview, not the job. Right. Similarly, the job of a cold email is not to get you the sale. That's not going to happen. It just won't in 2021, when we need almost 60 different touch points before someone even is willing to pull out their card. The job is to get you the second conversation, and the second to the third to the fourth, and eventually close the deal. So really, really bright advice over here. And I think I wanted to sort of bring to that point, Yusuf, you have a very, very fantastic course that you actually have. And, I've had the chance to sort of peek through the content that you've shared. And it's incredible all the way from lead generation to, how to actually find the right offer, personalize those messages, and how to create, copy that can actually convert. And you've highlighted those points over here, which I also want to bring into point, which is when you get your lead list generation, that creating the lead list wrong and you don't have the niche right, then personalization just becomes hard in general. Because if you're reaching out to dentists and carpenters in the same cycle, it's two different offers. So yeah, I'd love if you could share a little more about that, because I'm interested as well to learn more about what you have.
Absolutely, absolutely. And actually, to your point as well, the course where we're doing and most of the work we're doing is in B2B outbound. So we've developed a course that's just summarizes all the learnings we've done from the past 3 years, a lot of the mistakes we've done and we've seen also with others, just condensed to help anyone who wants to improve or even start with cold email to go from, like no, unsubscribe, please stop emailing me, if any reply at all, as in like mostly negative, to actually putting you in front of your ideal prospect and being able to engage with them. So receiving replies such as, yes, let's talk, I'd be interested, and so on. And in order to do this, we have, let's say, it's a 4-module training. And we cover anything from, as you said, the lead list that you have from the beginning. It's like if you're a chef, these are the ingredients with which you're going to cook. If you have the wrong ingredients, well, no matter what you do, you can't cook something that is good. Correct. And if you mix up everything, if you cut an onion like you cut a broccoli, it's not going to work. It's just like this is going to be too strange. So the first part is really about, it's a key success factor, getting the right lead list, knowing who exactly you want to target. And based on this, you can then personalize strong messages to these different personas and get you in the end better results. We go through all of this. I'm not going to bore you with the details. Now you can engage with who you want, but it's just the important steps to get to positive responses rather than just sending emails and hoping for the best.
That's it. If anything, if anyone's watching this, if you want to connect with Yusuf, connect with him for the analogies he uses. They're fantastic analogies, as you can see in just a short message. He's connected onions to broccolis to buses to ebooks. It's his brain's fantastic. Anyway, Yusuf, if anyone wants to find you and have a little more chat with you and get advice, where can they find you?
Easy. There's a few ways you can connect with me on LinkedIn. I'm sure you're going to share the profile. I have my email. It's Youssef, YOUSSEF at thescalelab.io. Anybody can use it. You can visit our website as well. We have our email. I usually look through whoever is contacting us on the website, as well as the emails that we have available. So you can just reach out. And I'm always happy to give some advices. We have some on the website as well. So
fantastic. Well, mate, thank you so much for your time. This was very, very insightful, I'm sure, for a lot of people. And, we look forward to speaking to you very soon. Have a great day.
Yeah, thanks, V. Thanks a lot for having this session.
Awesome.